Hello, my name is Stefania, and I want to tell you the latest news from Ukraine. Update as of 18.0 on March 22, 2023. The 392nd day of Russia's large-scale invasion continues. The Russian Federation continues its armed aggression against Ukraine, focusing its main efforts on attempts to completely seize Donetsk and Luhansk regions within the administrative borders. The enemy continues to conduct offensive actions in the Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, Mariinka, and Shakhtarsk direction. The fiercest fighting is taking place in the southern and northern parts of Bakhmut, and the enemy also conducted offensive actions in the Avdiivka sector to establish control over Avdiivka and Mariinka. The Russian aggressor continues to use its usual tactics of terror against the civilian population, shelling populated areas and critical infrastructure. Over the past day, the enemy launched a missile attack on Zaporizhzhia, as a result of which 2 Russian missiles hit a multi-story residential building, causing deaths and injuries among civilians. The enemy also carried out 41 airstrikes. In particular, the occupiers used 21 Shahed, 136 UAVs from the Bryansk region of the Russian Federation, 16 of which were shot down. As a result of enemy UAV strikes, the Russians hit the territory of a dormitory of a vocational college in Arzyshev in the Kiev region, causing deaths and injuries among civilians and damaging a civilian critical infrastructure facility in the Zhytomyr region. The invaders also fired more than 30 times from multiple launch rocket systems. The threat of enemy attacks remains throughout Ukraine. In the Volyn, Polisia, Seversky, and Slobozansky sectors, the operational situation has not changed significantly, and no enemy offensive groups have been detected. The Russian leadership continues to use the infrastructure of the Republic of Belarus to train its troops. The enemy maintains a military presence in the border areas. During the day, the enemy fired near the settlements of Kharkiv, Mykhalchina Sloboda in the Chernihiv region, Atinske, Volfino, and Popivka in the Sumy region, and Bezov, Strelchia, Hyblok, and Vovchansk in Kharkiv region. In the Kupiansk and Lyman directions, the enemy continues to try to break our defense. He conducted unsuccessful offensives in the areas of Makiyivka and Bilohorivka. It fired artillery near Dvorichna, Kupiansk, and Krokmaln in the Kharkiv region, Bilohorivka in the Luhansk region, and Kolodyazy and Verkhnekamianske in Donetsk region. In the Bakhmut sector, the enemy continues to conduct offensive actions, but its offensive potential is decreasing. The enemy keeps trying to capture the city, losing a significant amount of manpower, weapons, and military equipment. Our defenders have been repelling numerous enemy attacks around the clock in the areas of Bakhmut, Bodanivka, and Predtachin. Settlements near the contact line came under enemy fire, including Vasyukivka, Mankivka, Kryhorivka, Bakhmut, Ivanivske, Bila Gora, Druzhba, Mayarsk, Zalizny, and New York in Donetsk region. At the Avdiivka, Mariinka, and Shakhtarsk directions, the enemy conducted offensive actions in the areas of Novokolinove, Stepov, Berdichi, Avdiivka, Lastotkino, Severn, Thodian, Pervoneske, Mariinka, and Pobeda, but was unsuccessful. In particular, Avdiivka, Vodian, Karlivka, Krasnohorivka, Mariinka, Vuhedar, and Velika Novosilka in the Donetsk region came under enemy fire. The enemy is conducting defensive actions in the Zaporizhzhia and Kherson sectors. Areas near the contact line came under fire, including Gulyaypol, Zaliznykny, Gulyaypilske, Bilohyria, Mala Tokmachka, Kamianske in Zaporizhzhia region, as well as Havrilivlika, Berislav, Visay, Antonovika, Derislay, and the city of Kherson. In the village of Visel, in the temporarily occupied territory of the Zaporizhzhia region, Russian occupation forces set up a military hospital in the building of a kindergarten. The Russian criminal authorities continue to take measures to force passportization of the population of the temporarily occupied and occupied territories of Ukraine. Thus, in the settlements of the Kherson region, the Russian occupation's so-called authorities threaten local residents with the suspension of pension payments starting in April if they do not have a Russian passport. At the same time, a meeting of teachers was held at the Starobilsk Vocational College of Luhansk National Agrarian University, where they expressed dissatisfaction with the forced passportization of the teaching staff due to the instruction of the occupation's so-called management of the educational institutions to obtain a passport of a citizen of the Russian Federation by June 1. Teachers are not given the opportunity to resign at will. The occupiers took measures to disperse the gathering by force and stop it. During the day, the aviation of the Defense Forces struck an enemy anti-aircraft missile system, as well as 12 strikes on areas where occupiers' personnel and military equipment were concentrated. Support the armed forces. We will win. Glory to Ukraine. Please like and subscribe to the channel and help spread the truth about the war in Ukraine.